Right, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now, in today's video, we're going to be installing PB engine mounts onto my Seat Ibiza 1.9 TDI. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because for a while, my engine has been vibrating quite badly, mainly due to the fact that the engine mounts are really worn, plus I'm running more power than standard, and not only that, probably at some point when I install my hybrid turbo, I'll be running a lot more power than standard, so upgrading your engine mounts will need to be done. So these ones are polyurethane. So these mounts are about the 60 kind of stiffness, which is about the medium setting, or medium compound, not too sure. These are really good value for money mounts. These mounts I've told are good for about 300 brakes, so these will be very good. Now, another brilliant thing about these engine mounts, right, is that they're actually kind of tailored made. So basically I chose the colour of the mount and the colour of the actual bush itself. Basically the colour I went for was the body's black and the bush red, because my car's red. So it's pretty cool that you can actually choose the colours you want for your mounts. Now, before you start, if you did find this video helpful, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new, because I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you do want to buy these mounts yourself, which I recommend you do because these are really good mounts, the guy Aaron, who's been making these for about 2 years now, no complaints, always positive kind of things have been said about these mounts. So that's actually why I went for these mounts, because he's quite a reputable guy. He's got a group on Facebook where you can go to buy these mounts and ask questions and things like that. But anyway, I will link all the information you need about these mounts in the description below. So if you want to buy these mounts yourself, you can go there and buy it yourself. The guy's called Aaron. Give him a message, he'll sort it out. Right, so as I said, here are the mounts. Now, he's done a really good job of actually making these. So they're a nice gloss black with obviously the red kind of bushes, and they actually look really nice as well. I mean, you're not going to see them anyway, but it's nice to know that they're actually done the way you want them to. I believe you can get them in any colour you want, but also you might need to check with Aaron, just make sure he has the colour you want. But yeah, they're really nice, and they're absolutely solid. They really are good quality parts. Right, so I think the first thing we'll do is we'll go to the car. We'll probably start on the driver's side mount first, but what we'll need to do is, obviously, whichever side we're doing first, we'll also need to support the engine. So we'll also need to get the jack underneath the car, support the engine at whatever side we're doing first, and we'll need to remove bits and bobs to actually get access to the engine mounts. But honestly, this job shouldn't be too difficult. So, but anyway, I'll show you what I'm doing as I go along, so you know how to do this if you're doing it yourself. So, that being said, let's get started. I tell you, the car's really filthy at the moment. I need to get a wash. Right, so I think for this side, the only thing we'll need to do really to get access to the mount is probably remove this and try and get this out of the way completely. That won't be too difficult, I don't think, and hopefully it's not too difficult either. And then on this side, it shouldn't be too difficult either. I mean, we might need to remove the battery box, I'm not too sure. But anyway, we'll take things as they go. So anyway, we'll do this side first, then tackle that side. Actually, I should be okay. Oh shit. Right, so I think now we've got just enough room to access the engine mount. Now, it's held on by 4 bolts, and you can see them. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. Then there's one there, and there's also some down there as well. There's about 3 of them down there. They're all easy to access, so we won't have any problems. But the first thing we need to do is support the engine with the jack, so it doesn't fall down when we're removing the engine mount. So let's do that, and then we'll remove the engine mount. As you can see on camera, we've got a bit of wood underneath the engine, just obviously even the weight out over the engine. So now that that's supported, we can remove the engine mount. Right, that's annoying. That bracket isn't separating from there, so I might just remove this mount with that, and then maybe once this is off, try and separate this from that, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll just remove it all as a one. Look at that. Look at all the play in that. Right, so I managed to get this bracket off just with a few love taps of a hammer, and it came off no problem. So now that's done, we'll install that, then install this, and then once that's done we can crack on with that side. I'm really happy I've actually upgraded these PB mounts, because my original mounts were really tired. I mean, that one there was not great. That one's, I think it's collapsed. We'll soon see once we remove it. But anyway, let's install this one, then we'll crack on with the rest. Right, that's one engine mount on now. Even from installing it on this side, there's like zero give in the engine on this side, whereas before with the standard engine mount there was a little bit of movement, but now even this side, just from installing that one side, it's absolutely solid. But I mean, this is probably the easiest side. I mean, all you need to do is remove the coolant tank, get out of the road, remove that stupid box, and you've got plenty of room to do the engine mount. So now, move on to this side. Fucking seagulls, would they shut up? Right, so yeah, we'll need to remove the battery in the box. Pretty easy. So I held on a few bolts. I'm not going to film it because you've seen me do it in other videos. So I'll be back to the camera once the battery has been removed. Right, now here is the gearbox mount. Now it's only held on by what, about 4 bolts? You've got one there, one there, one there, and there's one right there. Again, it's very easy to install, but first thing we need to do is to jack up the gearbox and then support it, and then we can remove the gearbox mount. Now all these engine mounts, they're pretty much a 16mm socket, and there's a bolt there, one there, and one there. So let's get it removed. Right, now to have a wee comparison, I think we can see, right, this one is absolutely knackered. I mean, look at the play in that. Like you can actually see it squeaking about. Yeah, that's knackered. So, that can go to the bin, and this little beauty can go on, and it's absolutely solid. This is not going anywhere, so let's get it on. Right, that's the gearbox mount finally installed. I'm not going to bother filming me put it back together again because that's boring, and well, let's be honest, right, you're not interested in that. What you're interested in is how it performs with these mounts on and all that good stuff. So I think off camera I'm going to put the car back together again, and then we'll take it for a test drive. And just like that, we're back together again. Now, like as I said, this whole process is actually really easy. For this side, all you need to do is just obviously remove the coolant tank, then there's like what, a few bolts down there, and everything's really accessible. You'd have seen it at the start of the video. And on this side, well, chances are in your car you'll have an airbox, so you need to remove the airbox, battery box, and the battery. I got plenty of access there. It's really easy. Right, so I'm going to tidy up all my tools, and then we'll take it for a test drive, and I'll give you my verdict on how good these are. Now, the problems I was having before was when you went to turn the car off, the engine would like shake violently. Also, generally, I had a knocking noise coming from the front as well, which was in the gearbox mount, because as you've seen, it was completely knackered. So this should make a big difference, and these mounts are good quality, really good. Obviously, the person who's been making them has been doing it for years, knows what he's doing, and every time he makes them, he's always making small improvements on them and all that kind of good stuff. So like I said, I'll link all his information on business page in the description below. So if you want to buy these mounts, then please head over to his page on Facebook, which is PB Mounts, and put a post there or message him through there, and he'll sort you out. So as I said, I'm gonna tidy up my tools and I'll take it for a test drive. Well, I can definitely feel a little bit more vibration, like, you know, just through the car. You know, I mean, like, everything feels a lot more solid anyway. I mean, well, now there's like no juddering when I'm pulling off now, which is one problem I had before, which is a good thing. I am really happy with how it's turned out. I mean, it's just a lot more smoother pulling off and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, it's made a big improvement on the engine stability, and it just feels a lot better in general. Like, just pulling away and accelerating, the whole car feels a lot more tighter. There's no movement in the engine or anything like that at all. So I would say it's been a big success with this install, so I'm really happy. But these mounts have worked wonders, so I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Like I said, if you want to buy these mounts, I'll link them in the description below. They are PB mounts. You can find them on Facebook. The guy who makes them is called Aaron. He's got his own kind of like group on Facebook and his own business, so I'll link all the information you need in the description below. So for now, that wraps up this video. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.